Be aware of your surroundings and report any suspicious activity in your neighborhoods. Warrants have been issued for burglary suspects by the Raccoon Township Police. Brandon McCauley and Felicia Mahudis are wanted on charges of burglary and other related charges. The burglary occurred last week, and police say the pair's whereabouts are unknown. If anyone can provide information, they are told to call police at 724-775-0881. A lane restriction will continue starting today on Bridge Street in the westbound direction between Market Street and Otter Lane in Bridgewater. That will take place from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. through late November. Crews will be conducting gas line work for Columbia Gas. And the Mega Millions jackpot has rose to an estimated $800 million with a cash option of $401.8 million. The jackpot for Tuesday's drawing grew after no one matched all the winning numbers Friday night. The jackpot was last won in Illinois on June 4th with a ticket valued at $552 million. Only 2 Mega Millions jackpots have been won so far this year, with a $1.1 billion ticket being purchased in New Jersey and still being unclaimed. Tickets are sold in 45 states, Washington, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the odds of winning the jackpot are 1 in more than 302 million.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Sunny and mild today. It's going to be breezy, and we could see wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. We'll see a high near 74. Clear tonight will drop down to a low of 53. We'll have a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. Look for a high of 81 and an overnight low in the mid-50s. And more sunshine in the forecast for Wednesday. We'll reach a high of 84 and a low of 57. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Monday, September the 9th of 2024, at 9 minutes past 9, we've got a temperature of 54 degrees with sunny skies in Beaver County. That's news. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Teleforum is on the air on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. The show is presented by East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Saves. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
I have not looked forward to a Monday in quite a while. I found myself driving in this morning, looking forward to a Monday. No, don't misunderstand. It was still quite unsettling, but we're going to roll with it. It's 10 minutes after 9. Steelers won, but look like crap, so yay, but we can still complain. It is Teleforum. And the reason I was looking forward to it was you really don't got to listen to anything I think for a little bit, because Mana is here. Mana Mehdi, and we're going to talk. You realize what you've done, right? This is the first official sort of Halloween-y guest that I've had. You made me so happy. Cool. Mana Mehdi, and it is about witches, and I got questions. First things first, the event is coming up this weekend, right? Friday night?
Yes, this Friday. Mm-hmm.
What's happening with it?
All right, so this is my first event through my own company, Darling Events. Normally, I volunteer my time. And so with Witches Night Out, it's a crawl through the downtown of New Brighton. It starts at Polly's Leggings and Gifts, where she has collectibles and clothes and lots of cute stuff, right?
That's where I get my tights.
Yeah. Yeah, Polly's great. So it starts there, and she's got like mystical, like Halloween-y specials and crafts to do. Then you travel on down the town to Slurpenburst Boba Tea. Have you had boba tea yet?
Yeah, I'm going to pass. It's, if I want that squishy thing.
Yeah.
It's tapioca little balls. I liked it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, the boba tea shop, she's got a lot of fun specials too. And then you're going to go to the library. The library there, I'm transforming into like a Harry Potter land. So
really?
Yeah.
All right. What house?
So, well, kind of just a main theme.
So there's not
a
going to be a
specific.
Voldemort section where people do cruddy things to each other?
So Voldemort, I'm glad you brought that up.
This should not be named.
I'm actually I'm working with Alyssa Cristal from Kitchen Witch Bakery, and she is making, Voldemort's snake, that like giant snake that he has in the movie.
The House of Slytherin, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're making a 10-foot cake snake.
Are you really?
Yeah. So the customers can come in and they're going to be greeted by this giant cake snake, and they can sample that. And we got witch hats. And
I have a question.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about witches and the event this Friday going on, and Mehdi is my guest. Is it going to be a cool snake, or is it going to, because in the movie the snake is scary as all get out?
It's going to be a decently medium scare. Like kids are going to come too, so we're not trying to freak them out.
That was my next question. What scarred you? The snake, Mommy. Right. You said this is your first event. You had done events with other people, but you started your company?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I've been volunteering my time in New Brighton. I used to work for a really nice boutique down there for one of my friends, and then I started getting into the New Brighton Business District Authority and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was volunteering and helping other people with events, and the town was like, hey, you need to start getting paid for what you're doing, so start a company. And they all kind of supported me and helped me start my own business. So.
When Darling, did you say?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Darling, yeah.
When did you do that?
Back in the spring, so this past May.
Really?
Yeah. So, and I've done 24 events this year so far. So far it's pretty big. I have 6 more to go before we end 2024, and I'm already planning into 2025.
Who comes to your company and says, I want to do an event?
Honestly, right now, it's mostly just either the town of New Brighton, they'll say, hey, like Fall Fest, for instance. That was Tom Albany's kind of was like, you guys want to take over Fall Fest? And I was in the room, and everyone kind of looked at me, and I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to. That's an honor. So right now, it's basically just like ideas that I come up with, or if someone random comes up with an idea, and I like to work off of that.
Did you know what you were getting into when you started your own company? Or was it kind of a trial by fire?
I'm still working on it. I'm not going to lie. I'm still working on it. I've got bigger, better ideas for 2025. This year has just kind of been, trying to make everything happen at once. But it's been going really successful. I curate my shows. So.
All righty. That's a big word. I'm dumb. Explain what that means.
So I try to make sure that there's something for everybody. Mm-hmm. So, and then that there's not too much of one thing. For instance, if you go to a craft show around Beaver County, a lot of the times if it's a craft show, it'll just be like a bunch of, and no offense to any crafters because I love crafts, but it'll be like a lot of people with wreaths and a lot of people with tumblers and the little plushy stuffed animals and things that oversaturate the market right now. With my shows, what I do is on my days off, I say off in quotations because I'm not really ever off, but on my days off, I go to other people's events and big public shows. I see what vendors have a good setup. I'll walk into their booth and I might not introduce myself for a minute. I want to see, are they a good salesperson? Are they saying hi whenever I walk there?
The
presentation, merchandising is everything. And then just like the general friendliness and vibe of their booth and of their business. And if they put enough effort into it, So when I say I curate my shows, it's because I like to work with people who really take care and pride into every ounce of their business. So
how long does it take for you to see that or not see that? If you're just strolling down the lane and everybody's got their little booth set up, how long does it take for you to go, oh, good, or oh, not?
A couple minutes usually. I mean, I could spot a good vendor like right off the bat by their booth. If you have your booth decorated, if you've got like a Pinterest worthy or an Instagrammable looking booth from afar.
All right, back up. What is Pinterest worthy or Instagram? What was the other term?
Instagrammable.
Instagrammable.
Yeah, Instagrammable.
You can't just come in here and make words up. Those are made up words.
So, like, if it's something that you would see on Pinterest, do you know what Pinterest is, that website?
No, I'm old and I walk funny. Yes, of course I know what I'm on
right.
Pinterest. I am on Pinterest.
So, basically, like, whenever I say that, I'm meaning if it could be on Pinterest, or if someone might take a picture of it to put it on Instagram.
Again, with the question. Mehdi is my guest. We're talking about witches, but we've gone way deeper. We'll get back to the event coming up this weekend. What makes something good or bad? Because I can post anything I want on Pinterest.
Right.
What makes it good or bad?
That's a great question. I
Want
like
to up
to
my
look.
Pinterest game.
I like to look at the overall photo. So they say when you're looking at a photo, you want to design something in thirds. So say I have 4 or 5 objects on a table. If you design it so your eye is looking at everything kind of in thirds.
Are you talking about sequentially left to right, like Western Americans or Westerners do, left to right?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to, there's like a little bit of marketing that goes behind even just taking a photo. So I always tell people, smartphones now, they have grids. You could pull up a grid on your like photo frame, and you kind of want to have something, your object that you're looking at, you don't want it to be right in the center. You want it to be a little off center, but in thirds. It's kind of hard to explain without showing you a photo.
Is it one of those things where the average, you're scrolling through with your thumb, the average person doesn't notice why it's good, they just notice, or they just stop
Yeah.
and
exactly.
notice it for a second?
Exactly. Yeah. There's just like little tips and tricks you could do. Also, lighting. Lighting is everything in a photo. A lot of the times I tell people, because I edit photos and I manage a lot of different social media like websites for other companies. And a lot of the times, all I'm doing, it's very simple. I hit the auto button on the phone's editor, auto, and then I switch it to vivid. And if you have a clear, really enhances and changes people's perspective of what your products are.
Do you think most people, and I'm going to ask you a completely rude question.
Sure.
How old are you?
I am going to be 33 years young.
Okay.
At the end of the month.
Does somebody my age have a clue what's available to them in terms of creative tools that you're talking about, that somebody your age is it second nature?
You know what? I feel like it's second nature more so to the generation that's before me. I feel like it started to become it started to evolve in my generation. I went from cassettes to CDs.
Oh,
to
do you
MP3s.
remember cassettes?
I remember cassettes. The
Oh,
back
God
and forth.
bless
yeah.
you.
Yeah. So
And
like,
it'd get pulled out. You have to put a pencil in it and spin it.
Yes.
Yeah.
My generation still had that. The generation
Okay.
before me, they probably look at a cassette or a telephone with a cord and say, "What is this?" But with your generation, sometimes it is hard to explain social media. Sometimes, some people are on Facebook.
Does somebody my generation want you to explain it to them?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, no. So it just depends on the person, honestly. And sometimes it's hard to explain things to people. You really have to sit down. I used to manage and train staff for a couple companies. And I like to sit down with people and I like to show them like print versions of training. But then I also like to show them a visual aspect. People are different with how they learn. So.
But does my generation, we're several generations apart actually, does my generation, have they figured out the power of the technology that you're talking about?
That's a hard question to answer. I'm not going to lie. That's a hard one.
Okay, good.
Sometimes I feel like it goes both ways. It really does. It goes both ways. I genuinely try, and I'll use the Business District Authority in New Brighton as an example for this, okay? It has a lot of older people, some people who aren't too old, but they are like 40s and 50s, okay? Not that anyone's too old. I don't know why I said that, but...
My hip broke when you said that.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But even 40s and 50s, they don't understand like QR codes. Something as simple as putting a QR code on a piece of paper and having people scan it. That's been a big thing.
How much is they don't understand it and how much is they're afraid of the technology? I understand QR codes. To me, that's just one more piece of machinery in your house talking to a different piece of machinery.
Yeah, exactly. But some people aren't open to them. We have a conversation about QR codes almost every meeting because I'm like, you got a billboard, throw a QR code on there. And they don't understand that you can be driving by and somebody in the passenger seat might see a trendy billboard and there's a QR code, and your phone, all you have to do is put the camera up and your phone will automatically grab the link from that QR code, you know?
But for some people, that's the scary part. And have you ever had somebody ancient like me say,
"You're not ancient.
Just
Stop."
put a phone number up there, put a website up there. When
Well, right.
I feel like I'm being forced to all the information I have to get on my phone as I'm driving by.
Right. Well, and I don't think it's bad to have a website or a phone number. I think you should have all three of the things. You should have a clear name of what you're advertising. You should have a clear date and time and location. And yeah, throw up a phone number and a website, but you want to hit all the generations and you want to hit all the different forms that you can possibly hit. So why not throw a QR code up there for the people who know how to use it? The thing with the phone number and the website, though, is depending on how people to grab it all at once, you might have to turn around and go back a little slower.
Circle back to the
Yeah.
billboard again?
Go a little slower, yeah. And how many people do that,
Then no one.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it generational by platform? I know it is to an extent, but the event this weekend, what social media platform is going to give you the most traction? Because now you're talking about
Yeah.
demographics.
Yeah, honestly, Facebook. I've
Is
done
it?
a lot of advertising on Facebook. That's where, so far, like I said, I'm still an early business owner, but so far, Facebook has been my best friend as far as advertising. I create a Facebook event page for each event.
Which now is the option. But if you post something, it says, okay, you want to post it or is it an event?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And the Facebook event page is if you are making a really, I say trendy, but if you make a trendy, like bright, bold Facebook event cover photo, and then people are scrolling the events and they see that really cute cover photo, they're going to want to click on that. So that's my first thing I do is I try to create something that's catchy, trendy, that people are going to say, ooh, what is that? And click on it. And then just navigating the Facebook event page and posting in the event page, knowing how to tag all the followers. There's a thing on the events where if you hit the @ symbol, and you
I know.
at everyone.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize that that's so valuable because it's everyone that got invited, whether they know they got invited or not.
Whether they see it or not, it's
Yeah.
there if they're scrolling.
Yep, it's there. Or they get another notification about it. It's everyone who did get invited and wants to be a part of it. It's everyone who got tagged. You might have just scrolled through it and it saves in your history somehow.
No, it's called spying.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
It definitely is,
Don't
yes.
overthink that. You're being spied on, and we've accepted that with the
Yeah.
terms and conditions.
Yeah. So, but Facebook events, like right now, so for Witches Night Out, we've got 4,000, we've got over 4,000, it's 4.2 thousand people right now interested. And honestly, that grew really quickly. And it's because people, like I said, they like the advertisements. And then in the description of the event, like I said before, it is a stroll through the downtown. We've got over 8 brick and mortar businesses participating. And
Okay.
then I also have a curated vendor market. So I've got people that are dealing crystals. I've got
Or the vendor market, is that out on the curb?
it's out on the street. You know
Okay.
where Brighton Music Center is for all those
Absolutely.
people who might be attending.
Yep.
It's right on 3rd Avenue. So this whole event is on the main strip of New Brighton, and the block where the library and Brighton Music Center are, I have that shut down. And there are going to be about 20 or so vendors. And then I've also got some food trucks like Papa Duke's and Sips Mobile Bar and Barefruit Smoothies, which congratulations, if you guys are listening, they're having a baby.
Oh, no way.
They just launched their little announcement, I think, yesterday. So.
On social media.
Yeah, on social media.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So the event, like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody who's open has a witchy, spooky Halloween theme going on inside their store. And then I've got live entertainment too. I've got some girls that are in the area. They're coming out and doing belly dancing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got some belly dancers on stage 1011 for Brighton Music Center. And then there's another girl. She does full body painting. Like it's people are totally nude, and then she paints all over, so you can't tell that they're nude.
So there's going to be naked painted people.
Well, she's coming, but she's going to do demonstrations from like shoulders up on how to make different holiday looks for Halloween. Different, like scary costume looks, but with paint on your face. So.
Okay, that makes much more sense than naked painted people.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Goldfinger?
Yeah, a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't end well for the painted person, does it? No. Mana is my guest, Mana Mehdi. I've got a serious question about the theme of the event. The event's this Friday. It's Witches Night Out. After news, I want to ask you an actual grown-up question. Is that okay?
Yeah, totally.
Curtis will do news next.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio. Tune in Beaver County Radio or watch the Best of Beaver County live on Facebook or YouTube video this and every Thursday from 11 to 11:30. The program is made possible by St. Barnabas. For over 3 years now, the show has been dedicated to shining light on the great things going on right here in your neighborhood and the people that are making it happen. This Thursday, enjoy conversation and insight from an intriguing lineup of guests who are creating excitement and having an impact right here in Beaver County. Your friends and neighbors at St. Barnabas are pleased to support the Best of Beaver County. The radio broadcast will also be replayed each week from 11:30 to noon on Sundays on Beaver County Radio. Archived Best of Beaver County videos can be viewed on the WBVP WMBA Facebook page. It's your chance to encounter the best of Beaver County with host Mike Romai this Thursday starting at 11. For more information, visit beavercountyradio.com.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio after the Friday night football game for the 35th anniversary season of Falcone's Moon Township Ford Wrap-Up Show. Beaver County Radio's Bruce Fry and Ryan Garazunis will have the scores, standings, and any news from the games. They will also take your phone calls so you can talk about your favorite team. The Falcone's Moon Township Ford Wrap-Up Show is being brought to you by Carver Construction, the St. Barnabas Health System, Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, the YMCA, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness Program, Fry Transportation Group, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Community College of Beaver County, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fat Boy Cigars, Geneva College, and Beaver County Radio.
You're busy. No time to cook. You're hungry, and the kids are too. Don't stress. Make it a McDonald's dinner tonight. Download the app and get McDelivery right to your door. Whatever you're hungry for, McDonald's has it. You're happy. The kids will be too. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Here's Curtis Walsh.
Good morning on this Monday, September the 9th of 2024. We can expect sunny skies today, reaching a high of around 77 degrees. We'll have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. During Friday's severe weather that rolled through the area, a huge tree fell on a house in Patterson Heights, splitting it in half. A couple was inside the house when the tree fell, and one person was taken to the hospital with an ankle injury. According to the National Weather Service, the downed tree was caused by straight-line winds estimated at around 65 miles per hour. Downed trees and power outages were reported across the area Friday, along with reports of dime-sized hail. Numerous people were without power at noon. A two-vehicle accident was reported in Raccoon Township. Beaver County Radio News correspondent Sandy Jordana reports that Raccoon Township police say that last Thursday at 9 p.m., officers responded to Route 3016 in the area of Route 18 in Raccoon Township. Fire rescue had to extricate a passenger from one of the vehicles involved. The driver and a passenger were life-flighted to a Pittsburgh hospital. Police say that the cause of the crash was improper turning and yielding. Starting today, a lane restriction is continuing on Bridge Street in Bridgewater in the westbound direction between Market Street and Otter Lane. That restriction will take place from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. through late November as crews from Team Fishel conduct gas line work for Columbia Gas. A Western Pennsylvania county official has pled guilty to federal animal cruelty but will be spared jail time. The agreement with prosecutors requires Washington County Controller April Sloan to resign her post at the end of the month. The Washington Observer Reporter reports that Sloan entered the plea Thursday and acknowledged having caused the death of her dog, Thor. Sloan failed to give the animal food or water for several days before his November 27th death. She must serve 5 years probation and resign as a county controller by September 30th. Sloan and her attorney declined comment as they left court. The impasse between DirecTV and Disney over a new carrier agreement has become more heated as it enters its second week. DirecTV filed a complaint with the Federal Communications Commission Saturday night accusing Disney of negotiating in bad faith. Disney channels, including ESPN and ABC-owned stations in 9 markets, have been off DirecTV since the evening of September 1st. That means DirecTV customers were blacked out from viewing most college football games and the final week of the U.S. Open tennis tournament, including the women's and men's finals. DirecTV has 11.3 million subscribers, according to a research group, which makes it the nation's third largest TV provider. Boeing's first astronaut mission is finally over. The company's empty Starliner capsule landed in the New Mexico desert late Friday night, with its 2 test pilots left behind at the International Space Station. NASA judged their return too risky and booked SpaceX to bring them home. That won't happen until next year, though, more than 8 months after they launched on Starliner. They were supposed to be away for just 8 days, but thruster trouble and helium leaks marred their trip to the space station back in June. Starliner landed on autopilot 6 hours after departing the orbiting lab. And 3 sisters from Ohio who inherited a dime kept in a bank vault for more than 40 years knew that it had some value, but they didn't know just how much. A company specializing in currency expects the rare coin struck by the U.S. Mint in 1975 to bring more than $500,000 when an online auction ends in October. What makes the dime depicting President Franklin D. Roosevelt so valuable is a missing S, one of only 2 known to exist, and the other one sold at a 2019 auction for more than $450,000. Our newscast this hour is being brought to you by the J&J Spratt Funeral Home in New Brighton.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM. Along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Sunny and mild today. It's going to be breezy, and we could see wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. We'll see a high near 74. Clear tonight will drop down to a low of 53. We'll have a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. Look for a high of 81 and an overnight low in the mid-50s. And more sunshine in the forecast for Wednesday. We'll reach a high of 84 and a low of 57. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Monday, September the 9th of 2024, at 35 minutes past 9, we've got a temperature of 54 degrees with sunny skies in Beaver County. That's news. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Teleforum is on the air on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. The show is presented by East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Saves. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
It is Teleforum. I said at the beginning of this that like most people, I don't think I'm being grumpy, but most people don't look forward to Mondays. I very much was looking forward to Monday. And I was right to do so. My guest this first hour so far and continuing, Mana is here, Mana Mehdi. And the event is Witches Night Out. It's in New Brighton. When's it start and when's it over? It's this Friday, correct?
Yep, this Friday from 5 to 9 p.m., right on 3rd Avenue. We've got like over 20 vendors participating, 8 brick and mortars, a curated vendor shopping market, live entertainment featuring belly dancers, a Halloween. I even have like a Halloween workout class coming. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Wait. Are you going to have people lifting pumpkins like the old medicine balls?
That would be a great idea.
There
We
you
should
go.
probably tell. It's Heather from Built for Everyone Fitness, and I should probably mention that to her. Heather, if you're listening, bring some pumpkins.
Get some pumpkins.
Yeah, bring some pumpkins. That'd be great.
Before we went to news, I wanted to ask you a serious question, but I wanted to have time to talk about it.
Sure.
I cannot imagine for the life of me somebody getting upset about a witch-themed town event. But I cannot imagine a lot of things that I see every day. Did anybody have a problem with it? The whole occult? Did they really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. I did have a couple of upset people because of the way I named the event.
Well, what's the
witches?
witches,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, right. And Volant, right? I love Volant. Volant is they've got a lot of metaphysical shops.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of witch themed events.
Old people like me call it hippie stuff.
Yeah, right.
That's
right,
not
yeah.
a derogatory term.
No, because it's cool stuff. It's crystals and wands and it's fun stuff.
You roll into town, you smell patchouli.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, patchouli and the sage sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's nothing like what Volant does in Beaver County. I mean, not that I've seen anyway. And like I was telling you before, I go to almost all the vendor shows. If I see an event and I'm able to go, I go. So
how long has the Volant event been so themed?
I'm not sure. I've lived in the area for about 15 years now, and it's been going on as far as I've lived here, from what I understand. I mean, that's what Volant's known for. They're cute shops, and they've
fishing.
Yeah, right,
Yes.
yeah. But so I wanted to do something in New Brighton because, like I said, I've been doing all of my events in New Brighton. It's a great town to do events in. And last year, I was running a boutique for one of my friends, and it was Friday the 13th.
Nice.
And it was in October. And I said, we have to do something for Friday the 13th in October. And so I called it Witches Night Out because, like I said, that's like a trendy thing to call it, you know? And I said, everyone come and dress up for Halloween just for fun and dress up like witches. The best witch will get a little prize, you know? And it was fun because the men came out too because it's on Friday the 13th. So think of like Jason versus Freddy. Those movies, Jason with the mask?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
now, did the men come out to
Men
do the
came out.
warlock thing, or
No.
did they come out to look at the women dressed like witches?
Mostly they came out, I'm not even lying, mostly they came out with the Friday the 13th, like t-shirts.
Freddy
and
Krueger and the stripes and-
yeah. And like Jason with the
With the
hockey
hockey
mask.
mask.
Yeah, so it was a fun event last year and it was way smaller scale. Like I said, I didn't have Darling Events at that time. I was working for someone else. And it was raining and we still had a great turnout and a great time. So this year I've taken it one step up. A lot of steps up, and it's just going to be even bigger. But as far as people not liking the word witch, I did get some pushback from it. There were some people from my church that were like, "Hey, you might wanna rephrase that or maybe cancel that event." And you know what I did?
Did it get uncomfortable in the pews for a little bit? I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
It
I'm
didn't.
dead
No.
serious. Okay.
The church I go to, they're all very nice. Like truly from their heart, they're very nice people. So like they did warn me, like, hey, this doesn't look too good. But they also they still accept everybody. It's a nice church. But
okay.
A couple of people from the town also had some, they were weary. And there are some businesses who don't want to participate because of the word witch. And all in all, it's just a name. I know that there are some people who say that they're real witches and this event is going to be so much fun, for them too. But it's mostly just a fun take on a Halloween event. It's something for everyone to come out to. If you like Halloween, come out and enjoy it.
There are people that claim to be witches?
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally. We've got a lot of them in the area. Yeah, and nice people, very nice people. Everyone that I've met so far.
That's a red flag when you ask for a description and the first thing you hear is, "Oh, they're so nice."
Everyone that I've met so far has been nice. I'm being truthful with that. But
Are you just trying to dodge negative spells from the witches?
I mean, well, yes and no, but everyone, everyone that I've come across so far has been nothing but welcoming and nice. So, but I tell you what I did to counteract the negativity from using the word which.
Right. Did you know that negativity was going to come before you said we're going to call this?
I truly did not, because
did
last
not.
year I didn't get any negativity from it. And
Okay.
this year, there was just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. But a little bit enough for me to realize, like, okay, some people are uncomfortable with this. But what I did was I also have New Brighton Christmas Fest. And so to please everybody, because if you're going to be a good business person, you got to work with everybody.
True.
You know, and my brothers growing up, they always told me, they said, we moved around, we were a military family.
Okay.
And they're about like 10 and 12 years older than me. And they always said, you know, this was right around when, unfortunately, school shootings and things like that happened a lot, you know, whenever I was growing up.
You mean 3 days ago?
Right, right. And my older brothers, they gave me the best advice. They said, be friendly, and be friends with everybody. You know, you don't want to be rude to somebody. You don't know who they know. You don't know what's going on there. And I take that into business aspect too. I mean, until I get burned from somebody, I'm going to give everybody a chance. I don't care if they have negative things that are surrounding them or not. If they haven't done anything bad with me, I want to give them a chance.
How difficult is it to hang on to optimism towards humanity when society, we seem to be going in the opposite direction? Your event is a really great example of that. Most people don't feel optimistic enough about the planet to say, let's do events and let's have fun and let's get people bringing it together.
Yeah. That's a good question. I'm an optimistic person by nature, really. It takes a lot to get me down. And the people who know me will know. I come into a meeting, maybe it'll be a board meeting, or maybe I just met you for the first time. And I'm optimistic in general. The world is too negative, and the world is too just down. There's a lot of Debbie Downers, and you got to push that back with positivity, and I say good vibes. Good vibes and positivity can get you a long way. There's a lot of sharks out there. I don't like to be sharky. I just like to be me. So,
how vital is that attitude when you make a living planning public events?
It's very vital. It is. It's very vital. Because, like I said, if you're giving off the wrong vibe, people don't want to work with you. And I don't like working with people who, like I said, are sharky.
What is
you know?
Define sharky? We've learned
Like,
so many new words today.
Pinterest worthy, and
Instagrammable.
Instagrammable. No, we have sharky. Yeah.
What's sharky?
So someone who just like maybe they might be a little too pushy about like their opinions on one of my events. You know, it's my event, and they're going to be a little pushy.
So
about
they're being
something.
nebby jagoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you know the term Karen. Sometimes people are being a Karen. You know.
Yeah.
I like to give people chances. Everyone has bad days. You know. I have bad days sometimes too. It's human nature. But whenever I hear like other vendors are saying that they're not getting along with someone, or someone's being rude to clients, or they come to something and they're not given their A game, and they're not trying to sell their product, and their booth might not be perfect, you know, like, and not perfect, but they might not have put a love and effort into it.
Right.
That kind of person, I might not want to work with them again. You know, sometimes they try to.
Does that, as the person in charge of the event, does that responsibility fall on you, or is it you just live and learn and trust that karma's going to work out? If it is a poorly executed situation, it's not going to be successful.
Yeah. Well, like I said
but
before,
I guess it's connected to you if it's your event.
Exactly.
Okay.
If my name's on it, I really do care about the vendors who are there. I care about the entertainers who are there. I care about the experience on the side of the business owner who is participating. I want them to make it worth their while. And I care about the vendors. There's a lot that goes into a vendor show that people don't know of.
I was about to ask you, how many days the last 2 weeks have you not slept a full 8 hours?
Oh, honestly, it's been like a couple months.
Okay.
I'm going on that Starbucks butterscotch coffee right now for the fall blend.
Ooh.
It's a couple cups of coffee a day, but it's something I find joy in. You don't like the butterscotch coffee?
You know what coffee should taste like? Coffee.
Yeah, well, I like mine sweet.
No, and once the third syllable of describing any beverage gets involved, we're trying too hard. Coffee, soda, tea,
right,
very pure.
Right.
No, whatever works. It's caffeine. How much are you going to sleep between now and Friday? Because I imagine it's wait, crunch time, isn't it?
Well, so we've been talking about Witches Night Out a lot, but tomorrow I have an event in town. I've got 3 events this week.
This
in town.
week?
Yeah, this week there's 3.
Okay.
So tomorrow night's my night market, New Brighton Night Mart, and
you have all the weird coffee you want. 3 events. Night market?
Yeah, the night market. So the
Okay.
night market is an event that Kevin from Pappy's Handcrafted Candles and I came up with.
I love those candles.
Oh, good, because I brought you one.
Did you really?
Yeah, I brought you one. Yeah. I brought you his candle and one of his soaps. Yeah, as a little thank you.
As long
Yeah.
as it doesn't smell like your coffee, we are good.
No, it might.
Oh, God. Okay.
But so Kevin and I, we decided to just do like a little night market. Zillion Opal does one, the air markets on Thursdays, and Sewickley does them like quarterly, and Elwood City does their Wonder Elwood. And we were like, we should do something here, in New Brighton and Beaver County for it. So we started this last year. It's the second Tuesday of every month in the evening from 5 until 9 p.m. And then each one has a different theme. So tomorrow evening, it starts 5 to 9. It's down on 3rd Avenue. We've got vendors. We've got live entertainment. We've got food trucks. And then we always do a fun free public giveaway. Anyone can go into the library and just give me like your name, your phone number, and your email address if you want to get signed up for emails. Because I'm starting, a fresh company. So I'm going to start like an email list about what events are happening. Anyway, we pick a random person to get a fun giveaway. So last month it was Teachers Appreciation. We did 3 different baskets specifically for just the teachers. So it was full of teacher supplies. There was tissues. There was fun, cute earrings for, the women teachers. We did a basket for like kind of a masculine basket. And then we did 2 really girly baskets.
Okay.
So, but the teachers loved it. So this year there'll be a fall themed one. But that's tomorrow night. And then Friday night, the Witches Night Out in New Brighton from 5 to 9 p.m. And then Saturday, because I also work in Beaver now for the Beaver Area Chamber of Commerce. So Saturday is Beaver's Wine Fest. And we got like 16 wineries coming. Tickets are still on sale on Eventbrite. It's going to be fun. But I'll sleep on Sunday.
You'll sleep on Sunday?
I'll sleep on Sunday.
How did you get started doing this for a living?
So I grew up with events in my background. My mom, she did events and was a banquet coordinator for always like a fancy hotel like Hilton,
Right.
King's Mill, things like that. And then my father was in the military. He served under Colin Powell and Fred Franks as an aide. So he also was like, he knew how to like put the fancy parties together. So I grew up in a household where it's the same way in the fridge. So
Wait, what?
like the soda cans all had to be faced the same way in the fridge. Everything had to
You're
look.
the first person ever. I do that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I love
All
my
of the
fridge
labels,
is like, yeah.
all of the labels, it has to face the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah. It looks aesthetically pleasing when you go into your fridge. It feels like you're
Yeah.
shopping at a grocery store.
Well, Mona, you know what that's called, right? Neurotic.
Oh, well, I never looked at it that way.
I've never heard anybody say they do that. I do
Yeah.
that at home.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
of the labels have, and in the pantry, all the cans of canned goods, do those labels have
Oh
to
yeah,
face?
they're faced the same
Yes.
way. I'll send you a picture of my
Okay.
pantry. It even like looks. It looks aesthetically. Everything is like mint green, and packages are all
Yes.
like rainbow colored, and it looks good.
I'm surprised I haven't seen you at the meetings.
I didn't think about that, but no. So I grew up in like an event kind of background of a home, and I was actually in the car industry after college.
Really?
I worked for Beaver County Auto for the Collision Center for John Del Russo. Shout
Yeah.
out to him because he's amazing. But I worked for them for about 8.5 years, and then a funny story. So I lived in a little apartment in Patterson. And Katie Lechny from LaBelle Bridal, she was opening up her bridal boutique, and she was my landlord. And she came into my home and said, Mona, it's so cute in here. I love the vibe. And when she was opening up her bridal boutique, which is in Beaver, she said, do you want to like do the interior decorating for me? And I like, who's not going to say yes to that?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah,
Yes.
I said yes immediately.
Yeah.
So she got me started into getting into events and decorating and things like that. That's where I got my start. From her, then it was Melissa McCurry from All That Glitters in New Brighton. She had a jewelry store and she was turning turning half of the jewelry store into a boutique called Honeybee. And she went ahead and did the same thing. She asked me to come in and do the interior decorating and help her like revamp the business. And we worked together so well. And I had such a great time that I said, you know, I would love to work here and work for you. So I left my career in the auto industry because it was a career being a female in the auto industry around here for that long. But then I got into New Brighton, and I got into the Rotary, and I got into the library. I got into helping people like Christian West with the Merrick Art Gallery for a little bit. And the community just really came together by me just collaborating with different business owners down there saying, I'm having an event for our customers. Do you want to participate and have an event as well? And I'll send my customers to you and vice versa. And just through collaboration, that's how this whole thing got started, was positivity and spreading the customers and the good vibes with everybody in town. So now New Brighton's on the map and everyone's talking about us. And like I said, I've done 24 events so far this year in that town. It's just going to get better next year.
And you've got 3 events this week.
Yeah, 3 events this week, 2 in New Brighton and then 1 in Beaver. Yeah, so.
Before we have to go run through I want to make sure everybody knows the one we've been talking about is the Witches on Friday. But what's your week? What are the times? What are the locations?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, tomorrow night, Tuesday, we have our New Brighton Night Market. It's on 3rd Avenue in New Brighton from 5 to 9 p.m. Shopping, vendors, food trucks, live music. Then on Friday, this Friday, September 13th, Friday the 13th, we're having our Witches Night Out. It's from 5 to 9, also on 3rd Avenue. It's going to be a crawl through brick and mortars with all Halloween fun specials, and we're going to have a curated Halloween shopping market plus live entertainment. Then Saturday in Beaver, for the Beaver Area Chamber of Commerce, there is the Wine Festival, 16 plus PA wineries. That's from 3 to 7 p.m. You can get tickets still on Eventbrite. Then we also have coming up in October 10th is the very last, October 8th is the very last New Brighton Night Market. It's called Nightmare on 3rd. It's all Halloween themed.
Sweet.
Yep. It's going to be fun. It's going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. on 3rd Avenue, second Tuesday of the month. Then we've got the New Brighton Fall Festival coming up. That's October 19th. And I got to tell you, I'm really excited. I'm making a hay maze in town for that event.
Cool.
A hay maze. Yeah, we're going to have a hay maze. We're going to have a pumpkin pie eating contest. It's going to be great.
You're confiscating people's pocket lighters before you let them in,
right?
right?
That's a good question. Yeah, I probably should. Yeah,
and the reason I say that, long ago, radio station, hay maze, fire trucks, not good.
No.
Don't let people go in there with lighters. If it's really difficult and they get really frustrated,
they might just burn it down.
You're just asking for trouble.
That's great advice.
You're welcome.
Thanks. And then the next one that we're really gearing up for, like there's a couple events in Beaver. There's going to be a cookie tour early November. There's going to be the holiday, the holiday decorating contest and open house. And then there's going to be obviously Beaver's Light Up Festival on November 29th. I'm planning the parade for that and helping the chamber with that event. And then the weekend after is my biggest event all year. I'm very excited for. It's New Brighton Christmas Fest. And I am working together with local schools, churches, community organizations. We're going to have 3rd Avenue shut down. It's going to be shopping, a big shopping market. We're going to have horse and carriage rides. I got an ice sculptor to do an ice sculpting competition.
Very cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. And then, just the regular things like Santa, things like that. But that's going to be the biggest event this year so far. And then we're already planning February, Galentine's crawls, coffee crawls, things like that. So
you, please, anytime you want to come back, you come back.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you. This was fun. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to stay for 2 more hours. You get to leave.
Yeah.
Mana Mehdi you got enough to do. The Witch is Friday. Is Eventbrite? All this information is at that website?
No, for Beaver, you can find the tickets for the wine walk on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.
But if you want more information on what's going on in New Brighton, please follow on Facebook or Instagram the New Brighton Business District Authority. And then if you want to follow me and my company, I'm called Darling Events. So you can find me on Facebook right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like her.
One of the greatest honors a person can receive is to be gathered with their people at the time of their passing. even biblical authors, when they wanted to explain what it meant to have lived a great, prosperous, and meaningful life, spoke of the individual as having lived a long time and being gathered with friends and relatives near as they closed out their twilight years. Being gathered together with loved ones is something that the J&J Spratt Funeral Home takes very seriously as well. The comfort both given and received cannot be underestimated. J&J Spratt Funeral Home also knows that the honor shown to a loved one at their time of need in this manner is still the right thing to do today. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has been gathering together